Local sheriffs, local police departments, pretty much anyone that can spare some officers.
A massive manhunt underway this morning as police continue their search for escaped prisoner Grant Hardin. Coming up, we'll have live team coverage as police work to track him down.
Hey, good morning to you. It is a foggy, dreary, drizzly morning for many of us. We'll track how long this is going to linger, plus today's chance of rain in just moments.
And a car ramming attack in England injures dozens. How the soccer celebration transformed into a scene of violence.
A live look outside in Bentonville here on this bit of a dreary Tuesday at 6:30. 5 News This Morning starts now.
Covering news where you live. This is 5 News This Morning.
Good morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us on Channel 5 and here on 5 Plus. We got Scott with us this morning. Always good to have you here on the morning show. We're hoping some of this rain that we just can't get rid of will go on out of here.
Yeah, you and me both. We're going to see the drizzle linger this morning. Might get a bit of break, maybe a little peak of sunshine here and there before we have chances this afternoon again. Let's get straight to it out there this morning as you're getting ready to head back to work today. This is what radar shows you. You're obviously not seeing much at all, but below that radar beam, there's some drizzle and some fog that's out there. You might still need the windshield wipers as a result of that. In Sallisaw, good morning to everybody in Sequoia County. Your visibility pretty reduced right there. You might want to budget a few extra minutes if you can to get to work or school, wherever your day takes you. Most of northwest Arkansas seeing that fog settle in. It's creeping into the river valley, reduced visibility in places like Fort Smith there as well. In terms of what it's going to feel like out there today, expect some low 70s northwest Arkansas. Notice that chance of rain though, creeping back into the forecast. Scattered thunderstorms possible, likely after the lunch hour. Most of that clearing the area by, let's say, 6, 7 o'clock later this evening. In the river valley, you can see those overcast conditions out there, a little bit of patchy fog. A rain chance also after this lunch hour, continuing through this evening. Meanwhile, temperatures today likely warming up into those middle 70s out there. Tracking a few things for you. Not only today's chance of rain, tomorrow's going to be a little bit warmer. It's going to feel nicer out there, but then more rain back in the forecast on Thursday. We'll track that together. First, though, we got to get a check of your traffic outside of this morning. What you're going to find here in Rogers along I-49. Looks like it's pouring. It's really not. That's that drizzle out there, wet roadways, keeping folks traveling a little bit slower on those roads this morning. We'll keep an eye on your traffic if any accidents pop up. We'll be the first to let you know.
All right, thanks so much for that. Well, this morning in our continuing coverage, the manhunt for the escaped Arkansas inmate who used to work as a police chief in Gateway, Arkansas, is now on day 3. Grant Hardin escaped from the North Central Unit near Calico Rock Sunday afternoon. He was serving sentences at that prison for murder and rape. Both of those crimes happening in Benton County. Hardin was believed to be wearing clothing that mimicked law enforcement during his escape. Authorities releasing this surveillance photo showing what he was wearing during that escape. And tensions high there in Izard County as the search intensifies around that area.
Police checkpoints, canine units, and drones are all part of the manhunt. 5 News reporter Jacob Luthi is live on the ground in Calico Rock with the latest. Good morning, Jacob.
Yeah, good morning, Tiffany. Good morning, Joe. So we know that the search continued throughout the night last night. It was raining, visibility was low. This area is known to be treacherous, but in speaking with officials here, they're saying that they're hoping that their officers who may know this area better than Hardin helps in trying to find him. So now while all that's going on this morning, last night and this morning, out in more rural communities, out near the river, out kind of in the hills, this is what's going on busy streets, on main streets here in Izard County, and especially right here in Calico Rock. As you can see, that officers have been stationed out here ever since Hardin went missing. They're asking questions, they're going through trunks, they're simply trying to make sure that people asking why people are coming through this area, but really just trying to make sure that Hardin doesn't escape if he's still in the area by a vehicle. Now, a spokesperson with the Arkansas Department of Corrections tells me that while the rain hinders both drone and canine efforts, it may also slow down Hardin as well, again, if he is still in this area. But as of right now, they truly don't know where he is. But the reason why this heavy police presence is here is because they have an assumption that he actually might still be in the area. Now, crews worked throughout the night to locate Hardin after he escaped from prison here. Monday was a quiet Memorial Day on Main Street. We were here, I could tell you that personally. There was not a lot of people. It seemed very quiet, and I'm told that's because business is closed after news of Hardin spread. Now, some say the checkpoints have been a nuisance, especially if they're simply trying to get to work. I mean, we were stopped multiple times trying to come in and out of this area throughout the past 2 days, but others feel safer that the police presence is here.
Our businesses being closed, I understand that the other businesses that are normally open were closed because of that, because of the breakout. It's a little disconcerting, but very rural area. I would have expected somebody would be hiding out in woods, not coming into town.
Now, while the search is going on, while the police are searching cars here, while the search is going on as well in the woods, there's also an investigation being done to try to figure out and look through surveillance footage to try to figure out exactly how he escaped, but also figure out how to make sure that this does not happen again. Joe, Tiffany?
All right, thanks so much for that, Jacob. All right, now we're taking a closer look at Grant Hardin's criminal record. He pleaded guilty to the deadly 2017 shooting of James Appleton and received a 30-year sentence. DNA collected in that investigation connected him to the rape of a Rogers teacher, which happened in 1997 and went unsolved for 2 decades. Now, this morning we have team coverage that's taking a look back at Hardin's history in Benton County.
5 News reporter Morgan Wrigley is joining us live from the Benton County Sheriff's Office now, where she's hearing from the current prosecutor and those who helped put Hardin behind bars years ago. Good morning, Morgan.
Good morning, Tiffany and Joe. We spoke to past and present people that work in law in the area, and they tell us they have full confidence in the agencies, federal, state agencies, local agencies that are working to find Hardin, saying that they will find him. And that they say that looking back at the crimes he was in prison for, there was no clear motive for either of them, which makes him even more unpredictable and dangerous. Former Benton County prosecuting attorney Nathan Smith prosecuted Hardin for both murder and rape. He calls Hardin a very dangerous individual, one who is essentially serving a life sentence. Current prosecutor Brian Sexton says this escape isn't just a manhunt, it's a setback for victims who had finally been able to move on. Sexton and Smith agree those people and their families are at the center of this entire situation.
I've had to be part of the team reaching out to folks who have probably put this out of sight and out of mind for nearly a decade now and have now put that back on their front burner. That bothers me to no end.
One of the things that the justice system is supposed to give them is closure, right? And when he has escaped from prison, my thought just goes to the reopening of all those wounds.
Again, if you see anything suspicious or know any information that could help police locate Hardin, you're asked to call them immediately. Tiffany and Joe, back to you.
All right, thanks so much for that, Morgan. And don't forget, you can follow this investigation on our 5 News app. You can download it for free for this coverage as we continue to keep an eye on the search for Hardin.
Well, in Springdale, a man accused of murdering his girlfriend in Mexico is set to have a hearing. Now, Johan Lopez is facing multiple charges, including terroristic act. Last July, prosecutors say that Lopez allegedly beat his girlfriend, Nathalie Corona. He later fled with her and their child to California and then to Mexico. Mexican officials found Corona's body back in September. Lopez now faces a murder charge in the country. He was in custody in California, but has now been moved to Benton County. That was earlier this year. Lopez's hearing is set for 8:30 this morning.
Also today, a man accused of human trafficking is set to appear also in Benton County Court. Yu-Hee Yang was arrested back in February after police raided 3 massage parlors in Rogers. Police say Yang and 2 other suspects who were also arrested had roles in all 3 businesses. Yang is also accused of engaging in a continuing criminal gang organization or enterprise. His arraignment is set to begin at 8:30 this morning. And this morning also, we're learning about a deadly vehicle attack which happened in Liverpool, England.
Police say more than 45 people, including 4 children, were hurt when a man drove a minivan through a crowd of revelers celebrating the city's Premier League championship.
As Wendy Gillette reports, the man was arrested and is believed to have acted alone.
These celebratory cheers were short-lived after UK police say a ramming incident left dozens of soccer fans injured Monday. Paramedics tended to those in need after the attack turned the day into a scene of terror.
We believe this to be an isolated incident, and we are not currently looking for anyone else in relation to it. The incident is not being treated as terrorism.
A 53-year-old British man was arrested. Witnesses say the crowd swarmed the vehicle after it hit people and smashed its windows. The driver accelerated again, striking more victims, trapping some of them under the van.
Our crews rapidly lifted the vehicle, removed 3 adults and 1 child from beneath, and passed them to our ambulance service colleagues.
Before the attack, red confetti rained through the air as hundreds of thousands celebrated their team's victory in the streets, a parade that had spanned 10 miles.
A family, a unit.
The incident brought swarms of police officers to the street where it happened. It's one of several car rammings across the world this year. On New Year's Day, 15 people were killed when a U.S. man drove a vehicle into a crowd celebrating on Bourbon Street in New Orleans. In April, 11 people died in an attack at a festival in Vancouver, Canada. Wendy Gillette, CBS News.